the money that they spent. Take another look and take some time for hemp. Don't cut trees for paper, 'cause it hurts the environment. Stop deforestation, yeah, it's time for hemp. An acre of hemp makes 20 barrels of oil. No need for pesticides to poison all our soil. People got no food, they got no clothes, they got no rent. Well, it's time for hemp. Yeah.
Thank you for taking time for hemp. I'm your host, Casper Leitch. You are listening to the live broadcast of Time for Hemp all around the world on AmericanFreedomRadio.com and on AM, FM stations all across America. I want to say hello to all my friends there at Homeland Security, the DEA, the FBI. I know you're being paid to listen in. You're going to have an earful tonight. We have the director of LEAP, Law Enforcement Against Prohibition, coming on to tell you why you need to lay down your arms and surrender and go find a more worthwhile job. And this war on drugs affects not just the people here in America, but it affects our good friends up in Canada. That is why I am so blessed and so lucky to be able to call my friend Kelly Kriston from KDK Distributors, our joint host of this evening. Kelly, thank you for being here.
Wow, you know what? It's always a pleasure. Thanks for having me, and great to hear your voice. How you doing?
Man, I tell you, we have a lot to learn, and we're all excited about Proposition 19 as well. It looks like we're going to have some successes on this side of the border. How about on your side?
No major successes to report in the last little while, but hopefully soon.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. We're also going to be joined tonight, Kelly, by Ed Rosenthal at the end of the hour. Ed, thanks. You're an amazing individual. I wanted to make it a point to be part of the show tonight. Okay. And why don't you also tell our audience about the vaporizer that you have available to medical patients who cannot afford one and how they can get it?
For all you medical patients out there that are having a tough time being able to try and afford a quality vaporizer, you can go to treatingyourself.com and you can enter there. All we need is a little short story about you, and you can send me an email and let us know your situation a little bit and a little bit about you, and we love giving them away. So keep sending the info in, and we'll keep getting them out to you.
And it is more healthy to vaporize than it is to use a pipe or to smoke as a joint, isn't it, Kelly?
Without question. There are well over 20 carcinogens created by combustion, and they're eliminated with quality vaporization. So from a health perspective, yeah, they're an awesome thing.
Well, again, I encourage people to go to treatingyourself.com and check out how, if you are in need of a medical vaporizer and cannot afford one, how you can get one for your very own. Well, tonight, like I said, we're going to have Ed Rosenthal and Neill Franklin. Now, Kelly, Neill's not only involved with LEAP, he's involved with a new organization called Just Say Now.
I was looking a little bit on the Internet. It looks very interesting.
And there's an amazing group of people who are also involved with that. So we're going to be talking about that. So while you're at home, make sure you call your friends on the commercial break. Tell them to tune in and listen to our sponsors. Pack up a great big bowl. And know we're going to have a musical break at the half hour, so you can also fire up then. And one thing's for certain, anytime you tune in to AmericanFreedomRadio.com at this time of night, you know that it really is time for hemp.
are listening to the Time for Hemp Global Broadcasting Network. Please share us with your friends.
Your smoke on, everybody.
Yeah, baby, get your smoke on, be loud, be proud, come out of the closet, let everybody know that you do it. You know, some of us do it for medical reasons, and we don't need to be called criminals. There are some people who do it because it's a lot more fun to watch cartoon and comedies when you're high. You know, why put that behind bars for that? And then there's times when your neighbor down the street just makes you so mad you want to go down there and start something, but if you catch a buzz, suddenly the whole world's full of love. And again, you don't need to be a criminal. What you need to do is go to leap.cc, find out how you can get a speaker from that remarkable organization into your neck of the woods to help feed brains and change minds. Tonight on the program, my joint host, Kelly Kriston, a hero in the marijuana movement up in Canada with KDK Distributors. Kelly, again, thank you for taking time for hemp. You rock. Kelly, you there? All right, we may have lost Kelly, and I also want to bring onto the program our first guest, retired Major Neill Franklin from the Law Enforcement Against our organization. He is the executive director of LEAP. Neill, thank you for taking time for hemp.
My pleasure. Definitely my pleasure.
So how did you get involved with Just Say Now? I mean, you're so busy with LEAP.
Well, you know, this is the Just Say Now campaign, you know, for Prop 19 in California is a very important issue right now. It's something that must pass, in my opinion. I think it's something that has a lot of momentum right now, and it's the right place for LEAP to be right now. Yes, we have a lot to do across this country. We have a lot to do internationally. But we are focusing a little bit more here in California to educate the voters, to encourage the voters to get out. We need to make sure that they know the facts surrounding this issue of marijuana legalization here in California.
Well, I'll tell you, I was completely blown away when I came across the organization. Not only are they lucky enough to have you on the board, but they have like an all-star cast from the war on drugs, people who are ending it, from Eric Sterling to Danny Goldberg. It's just Norm Stamper. It's amazing the people who are involved with this organization.
Oh, absolutely. You know, you mentioned Chief Joe McNamara, Superior Court Judge James Gray, and the list is quite long. And we have many folks at the other end of the spectrum, too, as far as cops, like Deputy Nate Bradley here in California. So, yeah, we run the gambit here, and it's just, you know, the evidence that, you know, these policies have failed big time. And when you have these folks coming out and expressing that and voicing why and some of the reasons why we need to reform our policies, and, you know, beginning here in California with marijuana. So, you know, it says a lot. It says quite a bit, and I hope that the listeners realize that these are not just, you know, folks who have decided, you know, to, you know, stand up for a change in our policies. These are folks that were enforcing these policies for decades, you know, including me, you know, over 3 decades of enforcement. And then to realize, you know, there comes a time when you're doing something and you realize that it's not working. You know, when I started over 30 years ago, I thought that we were, you know, headed in the right direction with our policy. I thought that we could keep drugs out of this country. I thought that we could, you know, reduce crime and reduce disease and death. And, you know, 3 decades later, you realize that if you're not in the same place, you're worse. So, you know, it's time to rethink the strategy and do something different. And we're going to begin right here in California.
Oh, boy, I sure hope so. Now, it's my understanding that Kelly's back on the line. Kelly, you there?
I hope so. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we sure can.
Excellent, excellent.
Kriston, I want you to meet an amazing individual, Neill Franklin. Neill, Kelly's a hero in the marijuana movement. I'm glad the two of you had a chance to meet.
Hey, Kelly.
Hey, Neill. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good and very glad to be on the show.
Excellent, of course.
Now, I know you've got a question for Neill, so I'll give you the chance to move forward with that, Kelly.
For sure, for sure. You say you're doing a lot of work in California. Is that because what's going on there, with the vote coming up here right away?
Absolutely, largely in part, but it has a lot to do with it. But one of the things that we do pride ourselves on here at LEAP is to partner with other organizations that are moving forward with changing our drug policy. So since there are other organizations very active here in California, it is our place to be out here supporting them. One of the big things that we see that's going on out here is and I refer to it as momentum. And right now we have a lot of great momentum here in California, especially with the a couple of months ago, the NAACP, Alice Huffman, coming out in support of Proposition 19 for the California State Conference. And shortly after that, after we did some work with her and the National Black Police Association, they came out in support of Prop 19. Now we have the California Council of Churches, 1.5 million members coming out in support of Proposition 19. We have a couple of large union organizations that have recently come out in support of Proposition 19. So as you can see, every day we have new folks coming out supporting this because they understand and they realize that this is needed change, and we're going to move it.
That is outstanding. That is great to hear.
Yeah, absolutely. And
now, who all put the? Go ahead.
No, I was going to say that and once we're finished here in California, we'd like to move into other states and pretty much do the same thing in other states. Just like with medical cannabis right now, it's in I believe 14 states now, and we're still moving forward in other states with legislation. So that's what we want to see repeated with the legalization for recreational use and so on. But go ahead.
Well, you got to start with one, and once you get one, I think that there will be more that come on board. And California always seems to be a great place to launch these types of things.
Yeah, Kelly, and that's the plan, man.
Excellent, excellent. Well, I wish you guys luck, and I sure hope that the vote goes the right way. I think the people in California are the most forward-thinking in the United States, always seem to have been. I'm very, very hopeful that things go well there, as it should.
And I think that our young people are really going to step up to the plate here and carry the banner on this one. And they say, they seem to get it a lot sooner than some of us older folks. I don't know how old you guys are, but I'm kind of up there a little bit.
Yeah, getting close to 50. So
look,
that's getting up there.
Only in numbers.
My friends know if I spend more than 20 minutes looking for my bong to put out a silver alert. Yeah, so I'm getting up there. So now I understand that there's a remarkable lady who is the brainchild and the organizer of Just Say Now. And how did they come up with that groovy title? Did it have a lot to do with the Just Say No?
You got to be talking about Jane Hampshire.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is extraordinary, and she is, when it comes to marketing, she has got it. And that's pretty much what she's doing. She's figured out a way to make really good use of the Internet and literally millions of people that you can reach over the Internet and how to get that information out. See, it's about how to get the facts out to people about marijuana and why this needs to move forward. And she's harnessed that power of the Internet, and that's what we're doing with the Just Say Now campaign. They partner with SSDP, Students for Sensible Drug Policy, who is a main partner with her organization, Fire Dog Lake. And they're just doing a marvelous job. As a matter of fact, for those who are listening to this show, they need to make sure they go to the website, which is hemp.com and check it out.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting information there. And I must say, I was completely blown away to find out that Bruce Fine was part of this advisory board as well. I mean, his background with the Reagan administration blows me away.
Yeah, he's a very bright guy and very, very, I can say it, helpful for the organization, for the Just Say Now campaign. We have Mike Whitney, who's also very good and just doing a lot of good things with the campaign, the Just Say Now campaign. And I think that you're even going to see it pick up more steam. I know Jane's got some other things that she wants to do and launch and put forward in the next month or so. And of course, she won't tell me what it is, but I can't wait to see it.
Well, surprise is always the best approach when you're dealing with the media. I can certainly tell you that.
No, isn't. I just spent a little bit of time with Jane up in at the normal conference up in Portland last week, and it was a good time. And the normal conference, the theme for the conference was full steam ahead. Just say now. So
cool.
It was modeled right after the Just Say Now campaign. It was fantastic. A lot of good information, some great speakers, and it was a very, very good gathering of folks who are working hard. I think that for the most part, the folks left that conference fully energized to move the Just Say Now campaign forward, so we can get Proposition 19 passed here.
Awesome. Kelly, I pass to you.
Well, after California, the Just Say Now, you're going to go national, I imagine, or try to. I don't know if that works everywhere down there. Or
Oh, Just Say Now is here to stay.
Excellent.
It's here to stay because we know once we're finished here in California, we're going to have to move to other states, and so. Hey, we have the platform, we have the framework for moving this issue forward no matter what state we're talking about. So this is pretty much now a national campaign.
Awesome. Glad to hear. Well, hopefully it'll go international because there's a lot of other countries out there that need the same kind of thing. We're not the only ones.
Yeah, I think we definitely have the ability to do that. I know for us, Leitch. Leitch's already in, I'm sure it's over probably 78, probably more like 80 countries now. So we can just carry it across those communication lines that we already have established into those other countries.
Awesome. Sounds like a great idea.
Yes, indeed.
We had Eric Sterling on the show a couple weeks ago. Eric was on the television series when Time for Hemp was starting in the early 90s. And I know from Eric's background, he helped to write the forfeiture laws that went through Congress, and then he spent the rest of his life repenting for that fact.
Oh, please don't talk about forfeiture laws, man. I tell you. First of all, Eric...
You've also got Bruce Fine on there, who was the former Associate Deputy General and Counsel for the Reagan administration. You got these amazing people. Are you guys planning to go before Congress? Are you guys planning to get before the Senate? Are you guys planning to get together as a group and tour the United States and really use your leverage that you've got and go, bam?
We would love to do that. A recommendation that I would love to see Eric on Senator Webb's commission, for taking a look at this entire criminal justice system, which a large part of that is has to do with our drug policy. I think Eric would be absolutely perfect to be on that commission. Actually, maybe put a couple of us on there. But
exactly,
we would love to get before the Senate. We realize that many of the states are reluctant, even though still moving. We realize that many of them are reluctant to move forward because of our federal policies that, are in effect in the DEA and the Office of National Drug Control Policy and the influence that they wield. So if we're able to make some changes there, however slight, in the federal realm, then I think states would literally move quickly to change their drug policies, beginning with marijuana.
Well, here, let me put this on the table for you then. Elvie Maseka was on the show a few weeks back. You know, she is one of the 4 people in America who gets their medical marijuana directly from the federal government. And Ed Rosenthal has stated that if she or anyone else with her can get before the President of the United States, can get before the United States Congress, or can sit and testify before the Senate, or get a hearing with the drug czar, he will pay for their airline ticket and their hotel accommodations on behalf of Time for Hemp. So if you can help make that happen,
wow,
just know that you can pick up the phone and call us here, and your airfare and your accommodations in Washington will be taken care of while you are doing business on behalf of the marijuana movement.
Outstanding.
Oh, that's really great. Really fantastic. I guess, of course, for me, you don't have to worry about airfare since I'm right up the street there, just about Baltimore.
Well, some of the people you might want to bring into the meeting might
right.
have to worry about that.
Right,
so
I would.
and just let them know that's off the table. Ed Rosenthal of Quick Trading will cover those costs because he's eager for the president and for the administration to come to their senses and to hear from the voice of reason on our side.
Well,
and so if you can get a voice of reason there, he'll pay for it.
Well, with that offer, we definitely have to work a little harder on that and getting that audience. I would love to do that, especially with and we could afford. I mean, we could really use that because LEAP's a 501c3, and every little bit helps. So.
Well, all right. Well, then you chew on that while we take a commercial break. We got to pay our bills here, and then we're going to listen to a great song about how wonderful marijuana is. And then when we come back, we're going to talk to Kelly and to you, and let our audience know that not only is it wonderful to smoke in their neck of the woods, but anytime they tune in here, it is Time for Hemp. Oh, did I do that again? I always sign off a minute early at the half-hour break, but that sounded good, didn't it?
Well, you're just trying to speed up the day, maybe, huh?
I'm dyslexic and I get those things turned around. Well, all right then. So you know that you can get people there in Washington, and Elvie wants to go. And she's got a reason to speak, and she's got a lot. And also, Irv Rosenfeld is one of the 4 medical marijuana patients.
Yeah.
And so Irv said he'll go too, and he's got a couple of politicians that he can talk to. So why don't you start doing some brainstorming?
I'll certainly do that.
All right. Yeah. Well, this time it's not really it's not a fake out, Kelly and Neill. We really are going to pay the bills and go listen to some music and then come back and take more Time for Hemp.
Right on.
You are listening to the Time for Hemp Global Broadcasting Network. Please share us with your friends.
If you are in the Portland, Oregon area and are an OMMP card holder, then come down to Nikki's Diggity Dank Market, Portland, Oregon's first and only weekly OMMP market, presented by the Alternative Wellness Center, located at 5241 Southeast 72nd Avenue, 2 blocks south of Foster Boulevard, close to public transportation, held every Sunday 10 a.m. till 7 p.m., connecting quality vendors with patients. Nikki's Diggity Dank Market also also has a weekly raffle with products from every vendor. So come down to Nikki's Diggity Dank Market and have fun while connecting with quality vendors and getting great natural medicine. If you are a vendor and want a chance to connect with OMMP patients, you can check out their Facebook page at facebook.com/Alternative Wellness Center or call 971-888-4392. Be sure to register early because space is limited. Nikki's Diggity Dank Market.
In need of a ganja vacation? Blaze away.
Don't criticize it.
Hotbox Jamaica. Chill.
Legalize it, yeah.
Relax and burn all day while watching the amazing ocean view. Listen to the birds. Bathe in the mineral waters of the Ganja River. Munch on tasty Jamaican Rasta food. Take a weed farm tour and hold a meditation. Book this amazing vacation for $420. Get the Sativa Special. 7 nights in Sativa dorms with ganja meals and airport transfer. Check us out at hotboxjamaica.com. That's hotboxjamaica.com. Hotbox Jamaica, a higher meditation vacation.
Indigrow is your source for affordable induction grow lighting. First discovered in 1891 by Nikola Tesla, Indigrow lights deliver 11 years of electronic sunlight to your plants. Indigrow lamps require less than half the power of traditional HID lamps. Converting to Indigrow lights means you'll cut down on your power bill with less lighting. Indigrow lamps also use 5 times less mercury than traditional fluorescent or HID lamps, making Indigrow not only energy efficient but environmentally friendly as well. No more switching out lamps between vegetative and flowering stages. As nature intended, your lights get a steady dose of UV light. That makes your plants grow healthier and stronger. Indigrow products are manufactured in San Diego, California, and come with a written 10-year warranty. What Tesla knew, then growers know now, is that Indigrow lighting is the cost-effective addition to your victory garden. To learn more or order now, go to inda-grow.com. That's INDA-GRO.com, or call 877-452-2244 to answer any of your questions. These guys really know lights. Indigrow really is your sunlight in a box.
Free? Did you say free? Free hemp? Free hemp? Free hemp video and audio? Free downloads of all the top artists, all the pot artists on planet Earth. Interviews with all the people making the movement, making the hemp movement. It's time for hemp. That's right, world. It's time for hemp. That's right, world. It's time for hemp.
Carly D, alongside Giant.
Yo, Toronto, Geneva, Jamaica, France, development community, Marseille, Paris, Jamaica, Guantanamo, Manila, the whole world, ID. Oh, no, from New York to Geneva, Toronto to Jamaica, them cannot stop the ganja. Oh, no, sense it make me wise. It's time to legalize, the government to analyze, and then say, oh, no, from Africa to China, poor I get poor, and the rich I get richer. Oh, no, we have to hustle for the paper, because nothing gonna dig gutter. Even though it is illegal, you can't stop it. Amsterdam smart enough to make a cure for the common habit. We want it to be legal, but they don't want it. Election time they want to legalize it, but it's not. Why I mean? Chronicle season for chronicle weedment, feel full up of treatment. Preparation for meditation, good herbs, one put you to sleep, man. Sensimina, one put you to sleep, man. High grade ganja, one put you to sleep, man. Sensimina, one put you to sleep, man. Good brain food, one put you to sleep, man. Oh no, from New York to Geneva, Toronto to Jamaica, them cannot stop the ganja. Oh no, Sensimina make me wise. It's time to legalize, the government to analyze, and them say, oh no, from Africa to China. Poor I get poor, and the rich I get richer. Oh no, we have to hustle for the paper because nothing going down in the gutter. Oh no, we can't take it no more. The rich I get rich, and the poor I get poor. Then I want to reach the top, no, then I want with his poor. Politicians in the assembly, they look like galore. But then I want with his success. Me have to burn me weed until me eye them a bleed. Good ganja, relieve me stress. Give me a spliff, no man, cut it up, light it up, burn it up. From morning to night, and from night till morning, because so yes indeed. 24/7, all through the year. So then again, people me, oh no. From New York to Geneva, Toronto to Jamaica, them cannot stop the ganja. Oh no, sense it make me wise. It's time to legalize, the government to analyze. And them say, oh no, from Africa to China, poor I get poor, and the rich I get richer. Oh no, we have to hustle for the paper because nothing gonna the gutter. Oh no, from New York to Geneva, Toronto to Jamaica, them cannot stop the ganja. Oh no, sense it make me wise. It's time to legalize, the government to analyze. And them say, oh no, from Africa to China, poor I get poor, and the rich I get richer. Oh no, we have to hustle for the paper because nothing gonna the gutter.
Thank you for taking Time for Hemp. I'm your host, Casper Leitch. You are listening to the live version of Time for Hemp all around the world on AmericanFreedomRadio.com and on AM, FM stations all across America. That was played this evening because I've gotten emails from some of our listeners in South Africa and in Australia, in Japan, and China. And I want to thank you for letting me know that you are listening. And it is important that we unite as a global body to bring an end to this war on drugs. Our guest today, retired Major Neill Franklin, Executive Director of the Law Enforcement Against Prohibition, has an organization that is reaching out globally to help make that happen. And my joint host is an amazing activist and a hero in the marijuana movement globally and is well known in his own country of Canada, Kriston. Gentlemen, thank you for being here on Time for Hemp.
My pleasure.
Always great to be on.
It rocks, I tell you. I feel like I'm with a couple of generals in the war on drugs. Now, it's amazing the path that you've had. When I look at your bio, I must say, Neill, you, like you said, you were out there busting, kicking indoors, arresting people for having this stuff, and now you're trying to find some way to march up onto Capitol Hill and say, end this war on drugs.
Yeah, and, for me, because of my career, I've seen this thing from so many different perspectives. I lost a very close comrade, friend of mine, who was assassinated, doing an undercover drug buy back in 2000. I've seen how, our drug policies have devastated our communities, by driving this market underground and leaving it in the hands of criminals. They pretty much they're wreaking havoc in our communities with the violence and the drive-by shootings and the running gun battles there, and all the innocent people in these communities that are caught up in this. So, I've seen this from so many different perspectives, and how can I say this? I was talking to some friends earlier tonight about asset forfeiture laws, and I think you may have mentioned that Eric Sterling was involved in that, in writing about that. And this thing just stretches so far and wide. Our policies do. It's time to make this change. And I've got 30-something, 33 plus years in this war. And as I said earlier, we're not making any progress. And there comes a time when you have to stop. Evaluate what you're doing. When you realize that you're either in the same place or worse, then it's time to make a change. And we've been there. And every year we continue to move down this road. people suffer. We put thousands of people in prison, and we imprison more people in this country for nonviolent drug offenses than any other country by far. You know, these are lives. These are people. You know, these are people who are disenfranchised. It's Jack Cole, one of the founders of our organization, Leitch, who says, you know, you can get over an addiction, but you'll never get over a conviction. So, you know, we're locking up people by the thousands in this country, and some of them will never recover from that. And for what? For a nonviolent drug offense? For smoking a joint? Please.
Yeah, it's insane.
And you're right when you say they won't recover. Go ahead, Kelly. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No worries. It's just insane the amount of people that are locked up. It's the numbers are staggering.
Yeah,
and the cost to the taxpayers, absolutely amazing. And as you said, you can't get over it. It does ruin lives. It separates children from their parents. It puts people into unemployment. It makes it impossible for them to get careers. And what blows my mind, I got to be honest, Neill, is that we have a president who's black. I mean, you got to look at the facts here. Mm-hmm. It's the black community that is most affected by these horrible policies. You would have thought the very first thing Obama would have done when he walked into there in the first 6 months is, well, we've got to stop this now. Do you think in his second administration he's going to pay more attention to bringing this war to an end? Is he going to be more like a Lincoln and end the Civil War?
Well, you know, Casper, that's a very good point. I'm glad you mentioned that because, you know, even he himself has said, I smoked marijuana, and I did inhale. He said, wasn't that the point? Imagine if he had been arrested. He sure wouldn't be seated in the Oval Office right now. You know, so...
Oh, no.
And look, we're talking about Bush. We're talking about Clinton. Imagine if they would have ended up, you know, in some detention center somewhere because they were caught smoking a joint. You know, they're just very fortunate people, and they were able to aspire to the White House. Now... these other poor souls, I mean, you've got kids that can't get college. Here's what I want to talk about. All right, we spend, on average, somewhere around $30,000 per year to house someone in prison. Now, imagine if we weren't arresting these kids for smoking pot, and they didn't lose their college funding, and are able to remain in college and to become productive members of society with decent jobs, paying taxes, you know, putting into our economy and our country instead of taking from our country. So, you know, we wouldn't be spending, you know, $30-something thousand a year on a person who's in prison. They would actually be paying taxes into our coffers. You know, we've got this whole thing backwards. We need to take this money that we're spending, take it out of law enforcement and put it on the front end of this issue. And, you know, hey, let's build more colleges, man, you know, instead of building more prisons.
Wow.
Amen.
For sure.
Okay, Kelly, now we're down to just a couple more minutes here. I'll let you get another question in before I ask my last one.
Rather than ask a question, I want to, again, wish you guys all the best with what's going on in California, and I hope that I really believe, hopefully, that they're going to do it, and they're going to set a precedent for the country, and lead the way like they normally do, and things are only going to be bigger and brighter for all of us. And in so many ways, like you say, it affects so many people, just not the people that are in jail, but their families and their potential prospects are gone. The devastation is incredible, absolutely incredible.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Kelly. Thank you for that comment.
Now, I understand that you guys do training with the police departments around the United States, and you offer that training, and I want people who are listening now to take advantage of that. But I also know, and you know as well from working on the other side of the law, that there's a darn good chance there's a handful of people from the DEA and so on are being paid to listen to this program, and certainly listen to your calls. So if you had something to say to them right now, what would that be?
Oh, wow. Yeah, there's so much surrounding this issue. What that would be related to this specific topic, dealing with Proposition 19 in California and the Just Say Now campaign, is for the feds to let the state decide what their drug policy should be. That's how it was initially established. That's how it was initially designed, for the states to control the drug policy. So let California move forward with that. And for all the other law enforcement folks out there, you need to continue to educate yourself regarding this current policy and how it has damaged our country, how it has made drugs more accessible to our kids, how it has damaged our economy, how it has devastated our neighborhoods, and that we can move forward to a much better future for this country, which would also impact other countries. So in order for you to begin educating yourself so that you have all the facts, so that you're no longer listening to the propaganda, and so that you can start moving in a better direction, I encourage you to begin with going to our website, which is Law Enforcement Against Prohibition, and the website is copsaylegalizedrugs.com, or you can go to leap.cc, which is LEAP.cc. And we have a lot of good information on there. We get most of our statistics from the U.S. Department of Justice, and we're able to show you just how damaging these policies are and how we need to move forward. And one final thing for the DEA, we can begin with removing marijuana from the Schedule I category in the schedule of drugs. Begin there. Just take it out of Schedule I and allow the states to move forward with designing their drug policy. That's where it belongs.
Absolutely. They need to lay down their arms and surrender and start picking up their ink pens and making a difference. We had you on this evening as a representative of Just Say Now. Give their website again.
JustSayNow.com. And if you're not able to get to it through JustSayNow.com, I know there have been maybe some difficulties. You can go to Fire Dog Lake. Go to Fire Dog Lake, and there's a link from their website to the Just Say Now campaign. And check it out. There's a lot of good information there. And please, we encourage you to do that.
Neill, it's always a joy to have you on the show. We'll be having you back on as a guest. You know, every Wednesday night is Leap Night here at Time for Hemp.
Absolutely.
So I want to wish you all the success in the world. And when we come back after this commercial break, we're going to be joined by Ed Rosenthal here at Time for Hemp.
Listening to the Time for Hemp Global Broadcasting Network. Please share us with your friends.
THCF Medical Clinic Clinics are the premier physicians clinic in the United States. THCF has offices all across the United States from Hawaii to Michigan. THCF Medical Clinics has helped approximately 150,000 patients obtain their medical marijuana permits to legally possess, grow, and use medical marijuana. If you have chronic pain, multiple sclerosis, or any other neurological degenerative disease, or if you have any gastrointestinal disorders such as GERD, irritable bowel syndrome, or if you have AIDS, cancer, spastic disorders, seizure disorders, or glaucoma, call us at 1-800-723-0188 or visit us online at hemp.org. Again, the number is 1-800-723-0188 and the site is hemp.org.
In need of a ganja vacation? Blaze away.
Don't criticize it.
Hotbox Jamaica. Chill.
We got license, yeah.
Relax and burn all day while watching the amazing ocean view. Listen to the birds. Bathe in the mineral waters of the Ganja River. Munch on tasty Jamaican Rasta food. Take a weed farm tour and hold a meditation. Book this amazing vacation for $420. Get the Sativa Special. 7 nights in Sativa dorms with ganja meals and airport transfer. Check us out at hotboxjamaica.com. That's hotboxjamaica.com. Hotbox Jamaica, a higher meditation vacation.
Indigrow is your source for affordable induction grow lighting. First discovered in 1891 by Nikola Tesla, Indigrow lights deliver 11 years of electronic sunlight to your plants. Indigrow lamps require less than half the power of traditional HID lamps. Converting to Indigrow lights means you'll cut down on your power bill with less lighting. Indigrow lamps also use 5 times less mercury than traditional fluorescent or HID lamps, making Indigrow not only energy efficient but environmentally friendly as well. No more switching out lamps between vegetative and flowering stages. As nature intended, your lights get a steady dose of UV light. That makes your plants grow healthier and stronger. Indigrow products are manufactured in San Diego, California, and come with a written 10-year warranty. What Tesla knew, then growers know now, is that Indigrow lighting is the cost-effective addition to your victory garden. To learn more or order now, go to inda-grow.com. That's INDA-GRO.com. Or call 877-452-2244 to answer any of your questions. These guys really know lights. Indigrow really is your sunlight in a box.
Education and information. See what all the buzz is all about. It's time for hemp. It's time for hemp.
I'm kinda high. Let me excuse myself. But it seems like it's just moments since we met. I'm kinda high. Let me introduce myself.
Yeah, baby, let me introduce myself. My name, Casper, Leitch, the name of the program. Time for Hemp Live all around the world. And you are listening to this also on AM, FM stations all across America. On the program tonight, my joint host, God, I love saying joint host, is Kelly Kriston, founder of KDK Distributors, one of the amazing activists up in Canada, and truly a hero of mine. And Kelly, we are being joined by my mentor I met 20 years ago when I was working in Jack Hare's office, Ed Rosenthal. Ed, thank you for taking time for Hemp.
It's a pleasure for me to be with you tonight. How you doing tonight, Ed? Good, good. And yourself? You know, every day is a great day. Yep.
So what's going on up in Canada now these days?
Well, I guess I'm still coming down from the Treating Yourself Expo. For me, that ever since then, it's just been nothing but work.
Now, has there been any effort in Canada to try and get Mark back? Mark Emery?
Yeah, there's been a little bit of stuff going on, but there's been some activism. They had there was a booth at the Treating Yourself Expo. A free Mark booth was there. I know that they planned a couple more events in some of the cities. They're all trying, and it's also the new mandatory minimums that the Conservatives are trying to pass are taking up a lot more of the concern right now. It seems like people are trying to fight that battle right now because it's right in front of our face. But I think there's always something ongoing trying to in the works, trying to help at least get Mark Emery back into Canada at a minimum.
Now, do you think that Prop 19, if it passes in California, will affect the Conservative government in Canada?
I doubt it. I think we're going to have to elect a Liberal or a government before they really start to move back in that direction. As you know, the Liberals, before they were ousted, had moved fairly close to decriminalization, and unfortunately, it didn't quite make it. And the Conservatives now are keep continuing to take us back. So it's unfortunately, hopefully, it's that one step forward, not two steps backwards. Hopefully, it's one step forward, a half a step backwards, and maybe we can get certainly with what's going on down there. If it passes, of course, it's going to have some kind of effect on certain people. They might take a little bit better view on the situation. Maybe take a wait and see what develops if it does pass, and how California handles it, and what things look like a year or two down the road. Canadians as a whole always are a little bit on the conservative side, so that might be the route. But at one point in time, I thought we were way ahead of the United States on that front, and now it just seems we've fallen behind, of course, with the current conservative government.
The same thing is happening in Holland, where the Dutch government that's in place now is a conservative government. And basically, I think with the support of a lot of the people in the rural areas, they're trying to push back the tolerance towards marijuana. First, by closing many of the dispensaries, closing the dispensary or the club, the coffee shops, and also closing the coffee shops near the border, limiting the number of coffee shops in Amsterdam and taking them off the main streets. And so that it's an ongoing thing. And the problem, I think, both in Canada and in Holland was, you were at one point you weren't fighting you had governments that were pretty tolerant, and people didn't think it was as important to get full decriminalization or legalization because there was a tolerant government, and they thought it would never reverse. But of course, without legislation, it's easy to reverse it.
All right. Well, again, we only continue to try and move forward with all the different types of organizations like LEAP and that are also up here that continue to make inroads and educate. And I think just education is the way to go. And I think the grassroots is where to get this going. I think the young people are the ones that are going to also help push things through here in Canada. The guard is passing, and some more tolerant generations are now going to be in power, and I think I see a major shift in the future, not only in North America, but I think around the world.
Yeah.
And with that said, I have to chime in here and let you know that we got to wrap it up here. We're coming down to the end of the hour. Kelly, we're going to be having you back next Tuesday night as joint host, I hope.
Woohoo! If God willing,
right.
I'll be here next week. You betcha.
Beautiful. And Ed Rosenthal, you'll be back on Thursday night?
Yes, I will.
Well, we sure look forward to that. And everybody out there listening, come back tomorrow night, because every night is Leap Night here at Time for Hemp.
Look at all that money, yeah, the money that they spend. Take another look and spend some time for him. Don't cut trees for paper, 'cause it hurts the environment. Stop deforestation, yes, it's time for him. Whoa, an acre of hemp makes 20 bales of oil. No need for pesticides to poison all our soil. People got no food, they got no clothes, they got no rent. Well, time for help. Yeah.
Well, Eve was in the garden, Adam, beg your pardon, wouldn't know the time of day. Where's the hidden booty, secret tutti frutti, hope the Lord will look away. She passed that first bag of green to the man, okay. She was cannabis high. She was cannabis high. Feeling the breeze, looking at trees, watching for a pie in the sky. She was cannabis high. She was cannabis high. Sat in the slow lane, watching it all go by. Well, since her hairy mister kissed my little sister, didn't get to school on time. Took it to the teacher, says I couldn't reach her, plays the music in her mind. Don't get to no classroom till 9:30. And she was cannabis high. She was cannabis high. Heard the tunes, sniffing the blues, beginning to wonder why. She was cannabis high. She was cannabis high. Sat in the slow lane, watching it all go by. She was cannabis high. She was cannabis high. She wasn't feeling the breeze. She wasn't looking at trees and watching for a pie in the sky. She was cannabis high. Well, she was cannabis high. Sat in the slow lane, watching the world go by. Well, Mr. Hoity-Toity drove his little doity on a route to Byron Bay. Came across an Indian, thought it was a Simbian, hoity-toity ran away. Well, she got back home round noon on the following